This is a shocking true story of betrayal and family secrets. Imagine coming home and discovering your own parents turned your house into a nightmare with strangers, lies, and chaos behind locked doors. It's not a movie, it's my real-life drama. If you enjoy real-life revenge stories filled with betrayal, drama, and shocking twists, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell for more unbelievable true stories. There was screaming coming from your house. I'd been out of town for 2 weeks. Only my parents had keys. I didn't yell. I installed hidden cameras. The next time I left, I watched the footage and my jaw dropped. 30 minutes later, police were involved. The thing you need to know is that I lock my house like I'm expecting a home invasion every Tuesday. Deadbolt, double cylinder, key padlock, the works. It's not paranoia. I just travel for work a lot. I'm a consultant, one of those vaguely high-stress, high-billable hour jobs where I spend half my life solving other people's chaos, and not really. People coming and going, music screaming, my bed made wrong, my floor's too clean. It was like someone had scrubbed away the surface of my life and painted something else underneath, something I wasn't supposed to notice. But I had noticed, and now I couldn't unnotice it. If you want to understand how this all started, you have to understand my family. And by family, I mostly mean my parents, my sister, and me. One of these things is not like the others. My parents used to be hippies, not the cute kind that makes their own soap and shops at farmers markets. I mean real hippies. Drum circles, herbal tea with questionable herbs. Even the kind of woman who says, "Thanks, Mom," when her mother offers to water the plants and then doesn't wonder if that's code for something else. The kind of woman who locks her door and assumes that when she comes back, the bed will still be made the way she left it. But after what Greg told me, the screaming, the strangers, the way he looked at me like I was lying when I said the house was empty, I couldn't be that woman anymore. So I made a decision. My next work trip was already booked. Boise, 3 days, a full rollout meeting with an overseas team. I'd be gone. The house would be empty. And my mother, who already knew my schedule.
The bookshelf where I'd hidden the camera. She looked straight at it, not into it, just near it. But still, I felt cold. This is my house. This is my sofa. This is my table. I eat lunch there. I put coffee mugs there. And now this. I closed the laptop fast, like it was hot, like it could burn me. I was still staring at the ceiling when my phone rang again. Unknown number. I answered anyway. "Hi, is this Lisa Kessler?" "Yes." "This is Officer Brennan with Maple Glen PD. We're responding to a report of a gathering at your residence tonight. Are you aware of anyone currently using the property?" I swallowed. The message was calm, apologetic, almost too kind. "I didn't know they didn't have your permission. We were told you were aware and comfortable. I'm so sorry. If it helps, this is the website they used to organize." There was a link. No name, no logo, just a clean, Privatol-looking URL. I clicked it. The site was beautiful in that sterile, over-designed way that makes you feel like you're about to accidentally join a cult. Muted colors, calming fonts, words like freedom through trust, rotating safe spaces, private curated gatherings, suggested donations, $400, $850, $1,200, a calendar of events, every date lined up with one of my business trips. Each location was listed vaguely, but I recognized the photos. One had a wine glass resting on a table I refinished myself during lockdown. Another had the rug my mom kept saying was too plain. They hadn't borrowed my house, they had featured it. There was a host alias. The email address attached had my mother's old nickname from her hippie days in it, just spelled backward. I closed the laptop. Not in anger, not even in horror, just in finality. They showed up 4 days later. No text, no warning, just a knock on the door, and the slow, exhausted sound of two people pretending they weren't panicking. "You didn't have to escalate it," my mother said as soon as I opened the door. "We could have handled this as a family." "I didn't escalate anything," I said. "One of your guests called the police. I didn't even know it was happening." "But you told them everything?"
I told the truth. We were trying to help your sister. She said she needed support. You said no. She needed a bigger house, I said. I didn't think that made her entitled to mine. We couldn't use ours, my father added. People know us here. Yours was neutral. Neutral, I repeated. That's what I am now? You were gone most of the time. The house was sitting empty. It wasn't empty, I said. It was mine. They didn't reply. They left with the same silence they brought with them. The fallout wasn't loud. It was worse than that. Licensing violations, zoning complaints, a cease and desist from the city, a letter from the IRS asking about unreported income. One of the guests sued them for emotional distress and breach of privacy. They didn't go to jail, but they paid financially, socially, quietly. The website was shut down, the network went dark, and all the friends they used to gather with stopped returning calls. My sister called next. I hope you're satisfied. Excuse me? They were trying to help me, and now Dan and I have to move. They can't help with the mortgage anymore. So, you're blaming me? You didn't have to go nuclear. You could have protected them. They used my house without permission. They did it for me. No, they did it without asking. They didn't ask me. They didn't ask you either, did they? That was the end of that. I sold the house, didn't post it, didn't tell anyone, hired a real estate agent, packed up the evidence, signed the papers. The new place is smaller, quieter, farther away. It smells like new paint and no one else's decisions. I didn't leave a key under the mat. I didn't give anyone a copy. They tried calling once, maybe twice. No voicemails, dismissed calls I let stay missed. Eventually, they stopped. There was no dramatic ending, no last-ditch apology, just the quiet understanding between people who know when something's over and aren't willing to say it out loud. We didn't fall out. We just stopped pretending we were still in orbit. They thought I'd protect them. I thought they'd protect me. As it turned out, we were both wrong. So that's what happened. Some people said I overreacted. Others said I let them off too easy. What do you think? Did I go too far or not far enough? Let me know in the comments. And that was my story. A true tale of betrayal, secrets, and shocking twists I never saw coming. If you want to hear more unbelievable real-life stories filled with betrayal, revenge, and family drama, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell. The next story might be even crazier than this one. And trust me, you won't want to miss it.